Okay, we've got a starter issue going on here, and you should be able to hear this. Yeah. So, we got a starter issue. I think it's probably the clutch in the starter. And got a new starter we're going to go ahead and stick in there. It was actually less expensive to do that than it was to rebuild the starter, interestingly enough. So we'll see what happens here. I had installed previously this fuse block, and I put all my accessories through the fuse block, and I ran power to a relay so that the fuse block was isolated from the battery to keep from running the battery down. That's actually proved to be pretty successful. I have not had to put it on the trickle charger this year. Now I do run the bike fairly often, so that keeps the battery charged. But by isolating everything with a relay, which I mounted down below, it's kind of wrapped up here, but you can see some of the stuff I've got here. Part of that's a LED display, but the one that's wrapped up tightly here is the solid state relay. And that worked pretty well to isolate everything, so I'll have to remove all that in the ECM to get to the battery to pop that positive terminal off so I'm not shorting anything out when I take the starter. Okay, I'm going to be removing the fuse block, the ECM, to get to the battery, and then we'll take a look at the battery terminals that are kind of buried underneath here, and take a look at disconnecting that, because I'm going to be pulling the starter. And even though I have pulled the main fuse out, there is still juice going to the starter. That does not stop that, even though I was told differently. Thank God I looked up the wiring diagram and saw that is not isolated. Well, that was fun. We've got things kind of isolated. I put a piece of cardboard over the positive terminal there because the cables kept wanting to slide back and touch the battery, and I did not want that to happen. To get to the starter here, there are just two bolts really holding it in, but way on the top here you can see exposed where the power cable, the positive, comes in for the power here, and I'll have to pop that off. And then there's a couple bolts. You can see one here, there's one on the other side of the starter. Those are going to have to come out so I can remove the starter. Okay, so there are a couple things that do have to be disconnected. One, of course, is the starter power cable, the positive power cable right there. And the other is this little connector right down there. Those two have to be disconnected, and then there's a bolt, if we can get there to focus, back there on either side, just like that we'll have to pop. To get the back bolt there, I've got a long Allen wrench on an extension here. It's a 1/4 inch hex, and that'll reach in there pretty easy, and it'll get the other side too. It takes a little bit of wrangling, so you got to get the other side of the case here, but we can get in there. Okay, so we got the old starter out. Wasn't very difficult once I started wrangling it. I did have to work on it a bit. Okay, well, I've got a little helper here that's decided to get in on the action. So, it looks to me like the gears are pretty well intact. I'm not seeing any kind of issues, any indication of grinding or broken teeth, so that's good. You can see where it's a little bit of corrosion. The steel looks intact, that's good. And I don't know for sure if it was the Bendix that was failing here, if it was the solenoid. And don't really care. It was cheaper to buy a new starter than it was to rebuild this one. So we'll see what we've got now. So now we're ready to stick the starter back in, connect everything back up, and reassemble and see if we got any kind of a engagement there with the drive chain there in the primary. Okay, we've got the starter put back together, got everything back in. So this is kind of the moment of truth here. We'll see if we've got any positive results. Well, got to say I am happy with that. That seemed to do the trick perfectly.